So,
Yeah. So, and the thing is, you asked me my background. So I've really lived these hybrid lives. My whole
mm,
essence of my being has been like these sort of interesting hybrid lives, and that it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. My first career, I worked in film and television. I went into my family industry, and I worked in film and television for over 10 years behind the scenes. Then
Mm,
I went to NYU from MSW, and I went right into social justice, social service, and I worked in foster care and HIV/AIDS, pregnancy prevention, and gang prevention. I did like some hardcore youth development
wow.
stuff, but I always had a foot in, like, it just never. I still was like working for a film festival, or and
Mm,
I took kids to like a studio, or but after a while, I just kind of hit a wall because that foster care, I ended up doing a lot of work in foster care. It's fully draining, and I was
oh,
empathic,
yeah.
taking on all of the people's.
Every case, every child, every situation, every family, you're burdened.
Yeah. And but all this was phenomenal education. And then
Mm,
I moved to, I had I hit 40 and I moved to Hawaii for a year, and that was crazy. It was like mom gone wild. And then I moved to Miami.
oh, wait. What do you mean, mom gonna walk? Can we dive in? Can we?
So my son was in high school, and he's like,
Okay.
I'm not moving from Bed-Stuy to Kauai.
He's like, what do you think this is, mom? We're not going back to the wigwams. We're not doing any of the things you
I
did
was
when you
like,
were a kid.
I take the subway, you know, and he was in high school, and his dad had always lived near. We were together until he was three
Right.
ish, a little later, but his dad and I was the primary parent. His dad was always nearby. We always lived in Bed-Stuy, and I was burnt. I was like, I'm done, and I hate the
Right.
I'm done, and I hate the cold. And I had family in Hawaii, and so he was like, I'm not moving. I was like, great. You, dad, have the privilege of getting to know your son on a deeper
Mm,
day level before he's grown and
right.
done. And I am tired. I am
So
tired.
guess what? We're gonna do this swap.
Yeah, I was a single mom, full time job. That's two jobs right there.
Right.
Plus, just super stressed living in New York City, like hoofing it every day with the high heels and the backpack, and
Yes. And the expense of it all. Like I'm from New York, but
oh,
I'm like, who does? I've never been an adult living in New York. That shit is expensive and hard.
yeah,
Like why?
spend all your money on childcare, and his dad was there. I'm not gonna say he wasn't, but I was like the primary parent every
Yeah,
morning.
no, being the primary parent has the burden. So let's just we're good with secondaries. Y'all do what y'all need to do. But
Yeah,
primary, it's hard. Every day, dinner, lunch, breakfast, like all the things.
everything.
Everything.
Bed bath story. Then there's
Right.
after school activities, PT. Like it just was a lot.
Then there's homework.
Um,
Then there's conflict resolution with your little friends. And then there's like, no, it's all the hugs, all the kisses, all of that is a lot.
it's a lot, and it's an honor. I love being a mother.
Of
It is
course.
an amazing job. I'm happy to take, and I love being an auntie and a sister, and the identity that I have in the family world and a daughter. It's an honor.
Right. Of course. But we understand that as moms, it's difficult. And we're not
Mom,
going to continue to say that it's butterflies and roses all day because it's not.
no, and having a brown child in America in a city. My son is 6'6", so
Is it really?
I have to be like, come here, come here, come here.
I know.
Like I have to try and
But
like,
I'm sure he is so fine.
he's beautiful. He is a beautiful boy. And he's so smart, and he's so emotionally intelligent and
Mm,
creative. And anyway, I won't go on about my
I
Moses.
love it. All right. Shout out to baby Hopi.
He is his own person, fully
Yes.
very different from me. Aries, Cancer, poor thing.
Uh,
Um, so just hitting that wall, I handed it over to his dad, which I got a lot of criticism for. Why would you do that? And I was like, I knew in my heart this was the best thing for him, to be with
yeah.
his father, to get that man time.
How old was he at the time?
Just about to turn 17.
Honestly, could have been earlier than that because he needs to learn how to be this man on an everyday basis, which is
And
perfect.
my ex had a new partner who I liked and trusted, kept a clean house.
Oh,
Like,
good.
yeah, a good woman who had a daughter that was a year older. And they created a family unit that did not experience with me as a single
That's
mother.
true. No, but how unselfish of you to even do that.
I handed him over to that. I went to Hawaii for a year, lost my damn mind because I was like, what?
Hookah la la line. You're like, what?
I just was like, oh, and I partied a lot, but I also, so this was coming to the addiction was starting to rear its ugly head, but at the
Yeah.
same time I performed in the vagina monologues.
Mm.
Like bucket list stuff, right? And
Checkbox.
if I had never done that, I wouldn't have produced the vagina monologues here in Miami as a big fundraiser at the here in a big theater in Miami, and
Right.
started to lean into this vagina stuff, right?
Right.
Like these were the seeds that my higher power was planting in my life,
Right.
and got sober and met my husband, my second husband, and started to go into, I don't know if you know anything about Brazilians, but they are very sensual people, and sexuality and sensuality is a big part
Mm.
of the culture. And that's part of this journey that I've been
Right.
on
Right.
of claiming myself and being like, yeah, I like to have sex, and now that it hurts, I gotta fix this. I
Right.
am not going out to pasture. No, no, no.
No.
And so that, and also Miami is as if Hawaii and New York had a baby. It is for me.
It's right, exactly. And then they had a baby and then sprinkled a little bit of like I don't even know. Is something else
Fizzle,
about Miami? What
fizzle.
is
They
it?
sprinkle fizzle. They sprinkle
Right. There you go. Miami. So New York and Hawaii have a baby, and then a little dash of sazon and
yeah,
parao.
or chimichurri. I don't know, like a dollop of chimichurri.
Exactly, sazon with a little side of
Hard.
like cortadita, like you got a little Cuban coffee on the side. Bang.
Yeah, and they splash some art on it, and they splash some, cryptocurrency
Yeah,
and capital, venture capital. Miami is like a Jetson city, and
it
it's
really is.
easy to get to New York. It's easy to get to the Caribbean. It's easy to get to South America, Central
Just
America.
overseas, period. It's such a port city. Just Miami has its own sazon, own flavor, own sabor, own everything. It's just,
Yeah,
but I love it. It's definitely New York and Miami had a baby,
and
and
it's
who's a rebel? Definitely a rebel.
yeah.